All right, there we are. Sorry about the short delay here. I was just getting set up, so everything on YouTube's working fine as well. Let me just make sure I'm recording with everything. Yep, perfect. Start the recording as well. All right. Hey Ryan, how's it going? Let's go. So, live stream's running. Accounts are ready to rumble. All right, so here we are, New York session. Let me quickly check out what YM did in the end of the day. Ah, come on. I left at 4 a.m. New York local time. If I would have taken this signal right here on YM, it would have hit take profit very easily. Unfortunate, but it is what it is, really. I can't really complain about it. Took a loss earlier this morning right here, so overall, actually, it would have been a break-even day, but that's the thing, you never know, and I'm fine with that. All right, so we see New York open. It's 9:30 now. Let's head over to ES. We're right between both VWAPs, basically. That's the breaker block, but I do not want to watch this anymore. First of all, I have to switch the account to this one right here. So we had our pullback, we had a bullish fair value gap right here, we closed below it. So now I'm interested to see if we can close back above it. That next halfway decent fair value gap we would have had right here. Very, very small one, but still it exists. Right here, kept holding support, that's what we want to see. Let's let this first 5-minute candle play out before we do anything else. Right here. That's our old Asian high buy side. Get rid of this label. New York local time midnight. I'm going to extend that out to roughly 1 p.m. New York local time. Right here. So let's get rid of a few things that we likely not need anymore. This inversion. We're gonna leave this bullish fair value gap on the 5-minute. I'm going to get rid of this one, and this one. This is still unfilled, so I'm gonna leave it on there. Don't need that anymore. I'm going to extend the sell side. Not sure if we're gonna take that today. We use this fair value gap to bounce. That's the breaker block. Get rid of this. Extend it out. We have the new week opening gap. We have our 5-minute bullish fair value gap right here. That should do. Let's get rid of this volume imbalance. I will keep this one on the chart because it hasn't been filled yet. As you can see, remained open. Alright, and really from here, this one has been filled in. So I'm gonna leave it on here. That would be the breaker block, but I also do not want to use that one. We could even use this up close candle as the breaker block. But first of all, let me open Discord in case there are any questions. Last hour. Alright, so let's get back into the live stream. Hang on. Alright, looks like YM also just cleared some liquidity. I'm not going to be trading YM, so I can pretty much get rid of that. Safe and close. Focus on ES. We have 1.5 minutes to go. So now we have all the discounts to the downside. I like what it's doing right here. Obviously, we have buy side right here. We have buy side liquidity. I'm going to look for more fair value gaps to the upside now. This one right here stands out because it kept holding support. Then we closed below it and we used it as resistance. So this would have been a very nice short that I would have likely taken right after 8:30 really. So I'm also going to drag out that 8:30 open. Midnight's all the way down there, down south. We're gonna stay on a 5-minute time frame, really. I'm going to go up to the 15-minute time frame in a sec. I first want to get my charting work done. Alright, so 30 seconds to go. We keep on pumping. That's nice. So we have a bearish fair value gap right here. We have a bearish fair value gap right here that we used as resistance. We now seem to be closing above it. Alright, so looks like we're pretty bullish. Bearish fair value gap, bounce off the VWAP. Inversion fair value gap here, got retested after we closed above it. Yep, that's super bullish, especially with this volume imbalance. This really is going to lead me to taking a long off here. An aggressive entry. 5 handle stop, 7.5 handles. Let's see, it might not even retrace. But usually, like for example, where do we have it? Where did I see that? Here. We tapped close of that previous candle. After we open up with a gap, we retest that and continue to deliver higher. Another example would be, only rarely we leave them open and we do not retest the closing price of that previous candle. So let's see what price is going to do around the 830 open level right here. But other than that, I just would like this volume imbalance to be filled in. (15-minute). So note we also have a 15-minute bearish fair value gap with a nicer bearish inversion. So we're right inside of that right now. We have a 15-minute bearish volume imbalance paired with that 830. We bounced off a 15-minute bullish fair value gap. We did not tap this lower one right here. Alright, we're pushing up. Not getting tagged in just yet, but it's 9:30. We're gonna have more time to do so. Let me get rid of that. So we have our VWAPs. We went below it, yes, but theoretically we just kept holding support here. The VWAPs originate from New York local time midnight, which is right here at New York local time midnight, and the opening of the new week. Just testing something for reference to see how that plays out. Alright, 2.5 minutes left. Anything up here? No, not really. Buy side, short-term low, market structure shift right here, but then we broke the high one more time and then we took it. So theoretically, this could be our break here, but we're already above it. It's 9:30 volatility, momentum. No fair value gaps here really, other than this one, but we haven't. Let me see. Close below it, use it as resistance, so I could be drawing up this one as well if I'd want to. Fair value gap, there we go. Really, I just expect this bullish momentum to continue, and I would prefer getting an entry of this bullish fair value gap if it remains open. Paired with the volume imbalance, paired with all these inversions. We could even try to, if we close above this inversion, above this bearish fair value gap, then this bearish fair value gap would become an inversion fair value gap. And we could also target 5 handles into buy side from here. But I think we might just go there without hesitation. We filled the hourly fair value gap, at least partially, and now we're on our move back to the upside. Let's go back to the 5. 1 minute left. I'm going to remove my buy limit for a second. Yeah, that's what I would point out too. Maybe we get a Judas to the upside, pull back lower. But really, I don't know. I'd say I'm short-term bullish on the entire S&P 500 to pull back to fill in some more inefficiencies. After clearing that daily sell side right here, a healthy retracement would be nice. And I mean, we're currently not in a bear market. We're just, in my opinion at least, doing some sort of a retracement, which is healthy. Alright, let's see. Do we get a chance to get back in on F5? If not, I'm sure we get another opportunity. That's our 15-minute volume imbalance, and looks like we're just gonna keep on pumping. Let's watch how this candle is going to close and that next one is going to open. Alright, no volume imbalance here, but we do close above 830. We leave behind this gap, and yeah, we close above the inversion. Just too big of a, yeah, area to cover before we continue higher. So we have this bullish fair value gap down here, this inversion. If we would get in on one of these, really, we would have to use a very big stop loss, which I'm not really a fan of. And we only have, yeah, 5.25 handles to the upside. But theoretically, what I would like to see is a bounce here of that 830 open level. We're now above the volume imbalance. We still have 5 minutes to go for the 15-minute time frame. So what I'm going to be watching is if we can close above the 15-minute highest bearish fair value gap. If we manage to do so, that would be nice. So right now on this following candle, I want to see a close above this level, which is also lining up with this 5-minute inversion fair value gap. Alright. That's some retracement, but I think that might... We haven't really cleared buy side, so I'm... yeah, I'm gonna enter on this unfilled volume imbalance. Paired with the inversion. I know we have this huge fair value gap below us. But we will see about that. I think that we could still go further to the upside. How much downside potential do we have? Entry off here. 5 handles would cover the fair value gap. And we target 7.5 up here. We will see if we even get tapped in. We just tapped the high of the fair value gap volume imbalance. But we didn't really close it in. Let me check YouTube quickly. Any questions? Nope. Alright, let's see. On a 1-minute time frame, we're looking like lower low, market structure shift, 930 opening, pullback, no fair value gaps to easily enter on even on the 1 minute, other than the most recent discount paired with the inversions. Let's just wait for this 5-minute candle to close, and like we said, if we close above this level, we now also would have a 15-minute inversion fair value gap right here for potential continuation to the upside. But I would like to see this 15-minute candle to close above 830, to close above this volume imbalance, and also to close above this bearish fair value gap. And that pretty much sums it up. And if you join us on Discord, the link for that is in the description of this live stream. You can get a non-delayed live stream. I think on Discord it's around 20 seconds or something. So we have 30 seconds to go. Let's see if we can get tapped in. So we're tapped in. Let's see. Going to add my sell stop right above here. We have our 5-minute bullish fair value gap. We have the inversions right here. Nice. And see, we kept holding this inefficiency right here. And note how we open up with a new gap to the upside. We close below the 15-minute bearish fair value gap, but that shouldn't be a big issue in my opinion. So really what I'm looking for is, for this to hold, this fair value gap in general. I'm not sure if I keep these sweep ups on. A little bit distracting to have these lines on. Alright, so we are retracing. 20 ticks is going to be my stop loss. So where would that take us? 20 ticks, 5 handles. Right here. I'm going to allow it some more room to breathe. Right down here. Gonna get rid of these sweep ups. No, I keep them on. Just something new to get used to. Was this the Judas? Could be. But really, I would have preferred it to take buy side. If it would have taken buy side, I would be more hesitant to get into the long. But since we didn't do that, I think we could use this 5-minute fair value gap in order to do so, yeah. Or we just reverse, but then I would use this bullish fair value gap as a short opportunity. We will see about that. We still have 3 minutes on this candle, so let's find out. I'm considering of adding one more contract right around here, but I guess that could be too late now. It's enough risk anyway for a 50k account, in my opinion. Alright, so now what I would be interested in would be the 50% of this 5-minute time frame bullish fair value gap. If we close below here, I'm exiting early. Don't really care about this one. Roughly 1.5 minutes left on this 5-minute candle. Note that we have a 15-minute inversion right here. But yeah, it will take another 15 or 10 minutes for this candle to close. So ideally, I would like to see this candle to close at or above that 50% of this fair value gap after almost filling it in completely. We left one tick open right down here. And the confirmation that we likely are going to reverse is if we see a close below 4395.25. That would really be the confirmation for me. For more sell side, filling in some more inefficiencies. We're looking good. We closed above 50% like I asked. And yeah, right now, let's see if we can't hold this. We retested both VWAPs inside of this bullish 5-minute fair value gap. So really, yeah, I would like to see this continue rather aggressively. So now we filled in the fair value gap completely. And we're out. That's alright. Let's see how much of a loss that was. 315. Not too bad for a New York session. So yeah, really what I would like to see is now for this candle to close below. I'm not taking on more risk. Yes, I could have given it some more room. But yeah, okay, cool. Just got stopped out. But yeah, with a 50k account, 5 handles is my usual stop loss. Maybe my entry was a little bit too high for that, but we live and learn. Let's see. Because this idea overall could still play out. We just have to wait for this candle to close. And I like the rejection, so I'm thinking of adding one more contract at the 50%. If we tap it one more time, I'm tapped. Of course, I could get, screwed here, but I still like the idea of this bullish fair value gap. 5 handles would stop me out right here. And if we should hit that, I'm happy. Two more minutes to go. Maybe because I'm trading on those 50k accounts, I got to have to, trade micros. It's just easier. And look at NQ. NQ already went above that 8 a.m. high. This high right here, that's the 8 a.m. high. So, yeah. And it's still pushing. So I'd say it's just a matter of time until ES is going to catch up. Or we have some major SMT divergence. As we can see, NQ already cleared this high right there. Fit the fair value gap and continues higher. So let's see what ES is up to. Really. Let's see if we can hold this 50%. So 955. We open with a new bullish volume imbalance right here and still above that 50%. Wicks do the damage, that's what they designed to do. Unfortunately, they tapped me out right where? Almost at the low of it. Let's see if we have any questions on YouTube. Nope, doesn't look like it. 9 viewers, awesome. Let's see if now ES can finally follow. After retesting the VWAP and the bullish fair value gap, the lowest one, we should see easy expansion back up. Unfortunately, we took a small cut right here, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Let's check out ES. Yep. NQ, sorry. Looking for 10 handles on this move above the buy side. It should be achievable, in my opinion. Let's get rid of the executions. They're annoying. Like to keep my charts as clean as I possibly can. Yeah, really, the stop out was stupid. What I usually do is I place my stop below the fair value gap candle right here, which would have been fine. But it is what it is. Can't go back in time, but I can learn from it and improve in the future. So spend less time crying. Alright, so stop, edit. Gonna place it here for now. Still at the low. We have our sell limit. But really, so if this is our fake out move, swing to the downside, I would like to know where that -1 and 0.5 standard deviation would take us. Because really, ES is lagging behind here, and Q is forming a new higher high already. So if we look at this, this could, yeah, potentially be a runner. And that's our buy side right above here, those equal highs. So yeah, we will see. Might actually 30 handles. That would be funny. If I would be in with micros, I surely would, yeah, let one contract run. But first of all, I want to see the buy side to be hit. What I'm gonna do at this level, I'm gonna leave it open. We will see. But yeah, this is very likely going to be the only trade setup that I'm going to take. Come on, ES. Come on. Anyone in this trade with me? Oh, pump it up. You got to pump it up, 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 up. A bit annoying that I've been stopped out, but yeah, like I said, can't do much about it other than living with it. 10 handles should be fine. We could theoretically be going for 14. 10 handles would bring our balance to 500 in profit. Right now we're we've been in drawdown with 317, is that correct? I think so. At 9:52, you said you entered? 9:52, yeah, that's roughly around the time that I entered on. 52, so you're on a 1 minute time frame. Yeah, really, this was just silly. Stupid. Getting stopped out there. Where's your take profit target further on? Going to move my stop to break even. Let's check out what NQ. NQ is flying. That's why I'm happy to like put my stop my take profit target further into more buy side, because really, I mean, look at NQ. NQ is nuts. It's let's compare it quickly where NQ is almost at. So here are those equal highs. Yeah, we will see. Not too worried. Stops at break even. I'm risk free. And I'm very certain that it's going to take that buy side. 24408.75. Why exactly 0.75? If you work levels, that would be curious for me to know. Okay, so now on the 15-minute, we see we closed above this level. So we have our inversion, we have our 830, we also closed above the volume imbalance. I think really we're ready for takeoff, if you ask me. Hang on. There we go. So really, if I'd look at 50%, let's get rid of that for a second. Measure from low to high of that pullback, that would deliver us, yeah, 1 standard deviation would almost deliver us into that buy side, which I think could be realistic. Not sure how it's going to deliver up there, because NQ, let's see what NQ is doing. Still holding up strong, so yes, this morning is definitely the weaker currency or pair, asset, not pair. So this is our 15-minute inversion fair value gap. I'm considering adding a contract here. Yeah, I will. Add a buy limit right here. Why not? Okay, so we filled. Exit in both trades right here if we get down to that level at break even. Below this candle slow. Then I'm going to take a partial right here. So I can happily keep the other one on to potentially go for 30 handles into that buy side. Because that's really the next buy side target we have. I know we have a few fair value gaps here and I'm going to draw them out in a bit. But really, yeah, I mean, I don't want to be greedy. Let's put it at 0.5. 18 handles, let's do 15. Are you not using the indicator? I'm not using it during the New York session. During New York, I'm just scalping or tape reading, basically. During London, yes, I do that, but not during New York. Just too volatile with all the news and stuff, so yeah, I prefer to not trade the scalp approach actually during New York. It's still profitable, I mean, back testing results back it up, but yeah, I prefer this sort of, price action, tape reading, ICT style scalping more than the indicator-based strategy. Gives me more freedom to actually do what I think the market is going to do. Alright, from our entry right here, inversion fair value gap, that's more than 5 handles, so I'm fine taking a partial there. It's very likely going to take out the entry that I took right here at the 50% level, because that's the lowest one with the highest amount of profit, and that's almost 10 handles. So yeah, I'm going to move my take profit target 1 tick higher. And the other one we've got at the 0.5 extension. I've got the live streams, basically. That's what I would refer to, how I trade ICT. The live streams, my YouTube videos, and my analysis that I share on Discord daily. I've got, if you scroll down on the Discord, you will find inside of the VIP only section, an ICT-Concept thread. And there are already, hang on, let me show it on screen. So if you join our Discord, the link for that is in the description. If you go over to here, VIP section, there we have it, ICT-Concepts, and you open that, then you have all the important things that I'm pretty much looking at when I'm trading ICT. I put them in here in a very simple, thread style for you to go through. But yeah, really, it's just experience and watching the live streams. No worries, mate. So let's see, check out what NQ is doing. NQ is still pushing up, so I really think ES should follow at least into that buy side where I'm going to take my 10 handle profit. Unfortunately, I've been stopped out, really unnecessary, but added a contract right here. So let's see, do we get that push? I need 1 tick above, 1 tick above, come on, 1 tick above. Like at an auction. Come on, 1 tick above, equal highs. That's no perch for me. Screw you. Three minutes to go on this candle. And note that we left behind a new 5-minute bullish fair value gap. I'm going to clean up some stuff on the charts. Yep, there we go. 10 handles secured. We're still in with this contract based on the inversion, so I'm going to quickly modify the order. I'm going to place my stop loss just here. I'd say I want to put it at break even. I mean, really, I want to look at my account balance first. So we're now in $442 profit. That's almost 1% on the funded account. So we cleared buy side. Not sure if I should secure those 5 handles or if I should let it run. Not super decisive yet. Yeah, we will see. Let me check my balance here quickly. So we're now at 441. We secured 251. Let's wait for this candle to close first, because we could simply retrace into this bullish fair value gap and then continue higher, which would put us into drawdown, which I'm not a big fan of. But yeah, let's first wait for this candle to close before we make any assumptions. But I mean, look at how bullish NQ is. That's the high that we're fighting right now on ES. We use that to bounce off and to deliver even higher. So yeah, ES is really lagging behind here, which is not giving me super high confidence in the long. Right here, we also just opened a new hourly candle. So if we check the hourly, we have a strong bullish engulfing on the hourly after filling this fair value gap. We are right. Did we close? We also closed above a bearish fair value gap on the hourly. We have a fair value gap right here, and that next buy side pretty much based on that hourly time frame. So let's see, 55 seconds to go. Yeah, that's what I expected as well. Once we left behind that fair value gap, I entered relatively high. I mean, yeah, with London, mainly trading London, I'm used to just getting tapped into it and do not want to miss out. So I had to cover more ticks or handles of drawdown, if you know what I mean. So I entered, my first trade was right here. And I'm usually not a fan of having a stop loss that's bigger than 5 handles. So I've been stopped out here. But I entered the position again right here at the 50% level. And I already secured 10 handles. Right here, and then I added to the position once more right here on the 5 and 15 minute inversion fair value gap. That's really what I'm looking forward to hold, but we might not get it, so I leave my stop at break even because I do not want to go through drawdown one more time. So note that we open up with a bullish volume imbalance, but I think with this rejection wick we might just come back to revisit this. So let me get rid of these fair value gaps so we have a cleaner chart. I mean, I have nothing to lose anyway. Alright, here we see that the VWAP kept on holding nicely. We secured 10 handles. Put it one tick into profit. I mean, yeah, really, it could just retrace one more time into that 5 minute, 15 minute time frame inversion. Now paired with a bullish fair value gap. Made 250 bucks after losing 300, so that's fine. I secured 5 handles. That's my daily goal on that funded account. All I need is 10 days of 250 bucks in profit, and yeah, that's that. Then I can request the payout. You need, okay, there we go. Stopped out at break even. Not sure what ES is up to here, since NQ just kept on pumping. We could try another trade from right here, but I'm not a big fan of continuing to trade after I hit my daily target. We cleared buy side, so I'm just going to continue to tape read from here. But I mean, yeah, really, we should travel further to the upside. We could. We don't have to. We just tapped this fair value gap. Let's check the 15. The 15-minute candle is also going to close, so actually might be still a decent entry. Alright, so we're up 250 bucks here. Could have been up more, but patience. We never know, so we could have also simply continued to hit my sell limit right up here, but we didn't. We didn't push as aggressively as we did on NQ, and that's just what it is. Some days ES is flying after clearing buy side, and on other days it's NQ, so that's not a reason for me to watch more than one pair, really. 2.5 more minutes. Let's wait for this candle. $440 8.75. Almost. We almost hit your target. Further on. A tick. How did you come up with this level? Curious to see or to know. The first 13.5 Judas swing. What does DTHURS 1330 stand for? First day. Okay, interesting. So see, we're now below that 5 minute bullish fair value gap. back inside this old one, which kept on holding support. So really, yeah, I don't know. I mean, ES has been, yeah, slower than NQ this entire morning. We cleared the buy side liquidity now, which could potentially help us. I mean, we also close in the 15-minute time frame now in 30 seconds, which is now back below this inversion fair value gap, which really should have kept holding us. So we could be ready for a potential short, but I'm not going to take that on this account. I secure profits for the day here. Not going to give that away, but thankfully we have another fresh off the batch 50k account funded. 2, 1, and we close below it. So really, yeah, we could frame a short off here, but what would the risk to reward ratio look like? 5 handles, stop loss up there, and 5 handles down here. Yeah, that looks fine. Going to go short with one contract. Let's see. I mean, if we would have been so bullish, in my opinion, we would have kept holding right here, this bullish fair value gap, the most recent discount we have left behind. We already filled in this bullish fair value gap here completely, so there's no reason to get back below here, in my opinion. We now cleared buy side, and I would end up on the overlapping area of this bearish fair value gap that has been turned into support, blah blah blah. We really didn't respect it at all, but we have the 15-minute time frame right here, and we didn't respect it there either. So this entire move right here could have been the Judas swing for a delivery lower, but I don't like how we're doing, yeah, opposing things here compared to NQ. I mean, yes, we do not have SMT divergence anymore, but still, we went a little bit above and beyond here. So let's see. All right, so we continue to sell off aggressively. So that's exactly why I decided to get stopped out at break even. I mean, it's risk-free. It's not in the bank yet or on your account. Could have secured 5 handles as well, yes, but could have, would have, should have. All right, really, I want to see now a potential bearish fair value gap from here to here, paired with this inversion. This didn't really hold us at all. This unfilled volume imbalance neither. We're now inside this bullish fair value gap, so we could also wait for a close below that one. We didn't really respect this one right here. Let's check the 15 if we have anything. Yep, we have one lower than that. And that's really the one I'd be on the lookout for. Kept holding before, delivered into buy side. We only have the super tiny one right here. I think this could be a sharp sell-off. We cleared buy side, potentially back towards the New York midnight. But we have to wait for the candle to close. That unfilled volume imbalance. Pump, pump, pump. Right here we would have the market structure shift with a nice displacement fair value gap paired with an inversion and a potential inversion in the future. Wait and see. All right, 1.5 minutes left on this candle. That's the inversion, that's the fair value gap. Right here, it'd be overlapping. My sell limit sitting right here. 5 handles. Let's check on NQ. NQ is still holding this newly formed bullish fair value gap. Gonna get rid of that for a second. Regroup before I take another trade, to be honest. Alright, so what could we be working with? We have sell side down here, and down here. Closest sell side available. Sell side. This move to the upside could be our Judah swing for the AM session. Also fits with the timing. 9:30 open. Pump into buy side. Very likely plenty of people tried to chase that, got liquidated, or stopped out the same way as I did, unfortunately, until we eventually delivered into it with some force. Now we cleared it. We didn't even close above it. Disrespected bullish discounts that really should have been respected if we want to see more continuation to the upside. And yeah, right now, our last level of defense would be, in my opinion, this bullish fair value gap right here. We closed this candle. We still seem to be holding those VWAP lines. Now we have a bearish fair value gap. We do not have a market structure shift, so I would like to see what we're looking like on a 15. Bearish engulfment back below. I don't think that we are that bullish, to be honest. Be a nice opportunity. I don't trade Nasdaq personally, but it potentially could be a nice opportunity on Nasdaq because Nasdaq is still up high compared to ES for a short. So if anyone who's watching this likes to trade Nasdaq, this might be the opportunity. But yeah, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Just a little thought of mine. $191. Okay, no, that's fine. Let me start journaling. So let's see. We went long. Lost 310. Something like that. Turn on the executions here quickly. If you have any questions regarding any of the trades I took so far this morning, then feel free to ask me. Hang on, gotta switch back to the number 2 account. So my first trade, I went long right here. Target was the SPY side. And my stop loss was placed right here. Not really smart, but yeah, well, it happens. Alright, by going to label this as a 5-minute best trade setup, fair value gap. We had a tape reading, volume imbalance entry, but we did make a mistake. So there we go. I think that trade should be added. New York. Then did we add the screenshot already? Yes. Alright, that's that first trade. Where did I add it to? Not here. Apex 2. Apex 3. Does not appear to be added. I know I made a mistake. Anyway, let's go back to the charts. Candle's going to close very soon. I can do that later on. We seem to be still respecting this bullish fair value gap. Let's check on NQ. NQ as well. Come on. Go away. All right, 27 seconds to go. We cleared the sell side right here, or short-term low, really. Short-term low cleared. Let's see, because this would be the market structure shift, in my opinion. An entry off here would have been hard so far. We might just continue to sell off now. Trading, executions, get rid of them. All right, so we open with a volume imbalance as well. Cleared the short-term low. We have a displacement, so ideally, yeah, I would like to see a pullback into that now, especially if we check the 15. Gonna wait one more 5-minute candle for it to close on the 15. But yeah, now we have delivered into that sell side as well. I would have entered into a short, but yeah, we didn't use any of the discounts that we have left behind, so we might get back to them later on. But we could also just be selling off now. Let's see. NQ's doing the same thing. Close below. Now appears to be selling off. Up 10.30 and back down. Yeah, Nasdaq is still looking good. I mean, we could still potentially bounce off. What's happening now? Bounce off the lowest discount we have right here. That's also on a higher time frame, a nice fair value gap. I just saw that right here on LXP's chart. But yeah, we would have SMT divergence with ES, which would also be a nice to have. I don't really feel the need to take another trade just yet. We did not continue to deliver into that buy side just yet. So yeah, for me right now, it's just waiting time. I mean, we have a displacement in a Sensei 2022 model right here. This would be our breaker block. We close below that very soon and below these fair value gaps. But yeah, we're just selling off so quickly. You do not really get a chance to enter on that on a 5, maybe on a 1-minute time frame once we leave some fair value gaps behind, but not even here really. I mean, no inefficiencies have been redelivered of this price, like even on a 1-minute time frame. So yeah, just a very quick sell-off. Only if you like would have ended short right here based on the turtle soup, then yes, but I'm not a fan of that. So I'm simply going to set an alert for NQ in case it's going to also drop below it. But yeah, right now it's about to fill the lowest discount. Yes, could be pulling back and still deliver back to the upside. That's a beautiful thing. That's not a guaranteed thing that we are going to continue to go lower and lower and lower. But yeah, it would have to be a good setup before I consider taking entry one more time. So what happened now? I still can't remove the fucking thing. Delete trade. Now do it another time. Apex Live 2. Yes, one quickly. Apex Live number 2. We went long. Negative 310. Quantity 1. Early entry. Fair value gap. Paired with tape. Nee. Volume imbalance entry. Tape reading. Yeah, SilverBullet, that's what I would consider it. New York session. Take a quick note. Enter up too high. Too much downside to cover for the 5-minute trading minis and on a 50k. That's killing me. That's just a trading journal that I use that's currently in beta. Just testing it with the community basically. But yeah, sometimes it appears that I can't add these trades after putting so much effort into like logging it. Bullshit if you ask me. Apex 3, Apex Live 2. Yeah, I guess something's just not working right now with the app in general. I mean, if I add on new trade, yes, one, Apex Live 2, negative 310. Nodes. There we go, finally. And then we secured 10 handles, which would be $500 profit. One. Yes, one. Going to fill out the rest later on off screen. Just want to get the rough entry here. 50%. Hit 10-handed target. Stop loss at 5 handles. Apex Live 2. Yep, that's fine. And then we have another trade that we got stopped out with one handle in profit, which would be 12.5. No. Also on this account, Apex Live 2. Quickly turn on the executions. Not too keen on getting into anything right now. I mean, I would like for some fair value gaps to be filled, and I'm not fully sold on the shorts. I secured my profits for this session, so let's see. Quickly copy that screen. Did I? No, I didn't. Got lost right here. So we added to the position right here. No, right here. We wanted to also take around 10 handles profit. Didn't get that, and we got stopped out at break even. Stop loss. 5 handles right here. All right, quickly put that in here. That would have been a 15-minute continuation. Inversion fair value gap. Tape reading entry. during the New York session. And yep. Quantity 1. Add to trade. Alright, there we go. That's it for this account today. Let me try to remove it now. Might work now. Delete trade. Still doesn't want to delete them. Alright, so now we're bouncing around that midnight. Let me check on NQ. Still holding that fair value gap. So let's see. Text and channels and tools. More comments to your analysis. Interesting. Alright, we do not need them anymore. Get rid of some drawings and see where we're at right now. It is 435. We cleared sell side, shifted market structure, so yeah, theoretically, really, we're bearish. But yeah, once again, not really what I like to do with minis, because yes, we could use these fair value gaps here for a potential short. But I mean, there's just too much downside we have to cover. I mean, we have a fair value gap here, the next one's just above it, then the next one is also just above it, and the last one out of the 4 ones is also just above it. But really, the breaker block would be right here. It's our breaker block. Let me clean up my charts here. Breaker block. We could use this immersion because it kept holding support previously. Could also be looking at this one on the 5-minute. I want to see where the 15-minute candle closed. That could be pretty telling. Below this 15-minute inversion, here we have our 15-minute breaker block. That's covered pretty much with this 5-minute breaker block. We just tapped inside of this newly formed bearish fair value gap. I'm not going to be drawing this one in. Keeping that one on my chart. Getting rid of that inversion. So we have bearish fair value gap from here to here. Overlapping with this inversion fair value gap. So really, if we continue lower, I would expect the highest one to become a breakaway gap. And maybe, yeah, the high probability area would be, I mean, breaker block could be extended into this thing right here because we have consecutive down closing candles. I usually like to refine it like this. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't feel keen on entering any positions just yet. You have one of the best discords in the near future, hands down. Trading with live executions at the moment. This is what the mentor talks about. Keep it up. Thanks very much for this lovely comment, FL Trader. I know trading with live executions is, yeah, you can't hide anything, that's for sure. If you make mistakes, everyone's going to see them. But yeah, you gotta be fine with it. And just make sure you manage your risk right. That's all we can do, essentially. But eventually I might even have to drop down to trading micros. It's just a 50k funded account, so I don't want to be over leveraging. First goal is going to secure the payouts on these new accounts, and yeah, therefore I need 10 trading days. Have to hit a minimum. They have Apex funded accounts, by the way. So with Apex you need 10 minimum trading days, and you have to hit a target of $2,500 to pay out each account. And yeah, so $2,500 divided by 10 days, that's just $250 per day, which is 5 handles with 1 contract here on ES. Trading New York, that should go a lot faster, because if I wouldn't have been stopped out on my entry right here, that would have been a 7.75 handle, so that would actually cover some drawdown that I might endure tomorrow, who knows. So yeah. Practice. I would love to actually have take profit traders account here with instead of Apex accounts, but Apex accounts are cheapest ones. So, and they had that 90% discount, so I just went for the Apex ones to add some more capital, funding capital to the existing one. And yeah, that's what I'm focusing on right now. So green, green, green. Alright, so we're in the slowest bearish fair value gap, but we could also just consolidate until 11 a.m. and I do not trade past 11 a.m. We could retrace, but it's not, like, I don't know, it's much easier to trade this bullish fair value gap. We clear some sell side on the way down. We hold a bullish fair value gap on the 5-minute time frame. We also have a 1-hour fair value gap in here and a 15-minute fair value gap. And then we see, okay, we have 930. 930 delivers bullish, closes above these bearish fair value gaps. Didn't respect it. Then we had another extremely bullish candle, making it pretty obvious that price wants to reach for this buy side liquidity. What did price leave behind? A massive bullish inefficiency that is likely to be redelivered before continuing to the upside. So let's say this candle would have immediately taken this buy side, then I very likely wouldn't have taken a long off here because my target would have already been hit. But we came back to fill in this inefficiency. I just made the mistake that I don't know, I wouldn't really consider it over leveraging, but over leveraging, at least for my risk tolerance. I mean, a lot of people, they would just enter here, give it a 10 handle drawdown or something. That's not something I do. I like to keep it at 5. But yeah, right here, that's not really realistic because wicks do the damage. And you always have to add some room for a potential liquidity grab or something on that 5-minute time frame especially. And yeah, I'm just not a fan of risking $500 or 1% for that funded account. If it would be a challenge account, yeah, I wouldn't mind. But that's how I passed all of these accounts, so want to keep doing that. And yeah, I mean, just not the smartest thing to do. So what would have been better would have been like the second entry I took then, that 50% entry. So if I would have immediately placed my entry at 50%, I would have had enough room to cover a potential wick that's going to liquidate some of the traders that got in long. Just going to that maximum, the point of maximum pain where most of these traders that already jumped in long have majority of their stops. So yeah, that 50% entry, even if I would have given it some more room, would have been a nice trades for 10 handles, the same one that we basically took, but avoiding the initial drawdown. And that's usually how you should think if you have a bigger fair value gap, or simply switch to micros, really. Best thing to do. I used to be a fan of the 1-minute time frame, but so you can use the same approach on pretty much every time frame. I mean, we could be dropping down to a 1 and do some quick analysis, but in a different tab. Let me quickly do that. Let's switch to ESU ESU 2023. So if we look at the 1-minute time frame, let me just draw up a few important levels. We have our buy side liquidity right here. On the 1-minute time frame, we did not close above that high, so that's another hint we could say. Let's see, 930 open happened right here. We kept on putting lower lows and lower highs in place. You just get more insights really into price action. Sometimes I do drop down to that 1-minute time frame, but yeah, things got better for me, for my performance in general, once I made the switch or the transition away from the 1-minute time frame. Here we would have had that market structure shift, retested, essentially, I hope everyone sees that market structure shift. And on a 1 minute time frame, you'd pretty much do the same thing that we are doing on the 5 minute time frame. It's just a lot faster and, yeah, let's say harder to get into. But I'd recommend everyone to, yeah, first practice on a 5 minute time frame before trying to, yeah, trade on the 1 minute time frame. Fair value gap right here. Didn't retest it. We had this volume imbalance, but yeah, really we just had a incredible fast pump. Pretty tough to get an entry here just at 9:30. We retested this inversion. I mean, this would have been the breaker block, really. This up close candle, higher low, higher, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high. Most recent or the highest up closing candle would have been our breaker block. That's also where we kept bouncing off here. If we look at the 1 minute time frame to deliver into that buy side, essentially, we disrespected this 1 minute bullish fair value gap. Same for this one. Yeah, to redeliver into that breaker block prior to the New York Open. Hit buy side. Had our market structure shift really over here. But once we shifted market structure, the only continuation, there wouldn't have been a single fair value gap where you could have framed a trade on, not even a volume imbalance. So let's say we would have had a volume imbalance somewhere around here that could have been a potential entry. The only thing we had on the 1 minute would have been this breaker block right here. We seem to be hesitating around this level. So this is a breaker block because we have a high, low, higher high. We broke that lower low. Right here, lowest down closing candle right here at 9:50. We keep on holding it, consolidating it until we close below it. This would have been a confirmation. Pretty much enter on the inversion, place our stop loss. 5 handles would have protected enough of it to also cover a potential wick. Target 10 handles or just the sell side for 4.75. Not the best entry, but a simple low-hanging fruit continuation entry. So yeah, it's universal. You can do all these sort of things on the 1 minute time frame as well, 15 minute time frame. It's just tape reading, using fair value gaps to your advantage, really. It's a way to, how do you say that best, to interpret price, creating your own analysis. It's like a language. We close above here, inversion, blah, 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 to make sense out of price action. All right, so new breaker block, bearish would be this one right here on the 1 minute, but let's get rid of the 1 minute here. The thing I don't like is the difference between, hang on, there we go. The difference between ES and NQ. I mean, so there's potential for SMT divergence that ES just cleared. The sell side here basically retested at midnight to deliver back up higher throughout the rest of the AM session, maybe even PM session. Overall, I'm still, let's say, bullish short term for maybe the remainder of the day. But, so yeah, this essentially could have been it. We could now start flipping bearish fair value gaps into support, deliver higher somehow, and then continue further to the upside, while NQ is still going to hold the 5 and 15 minute bullish fair value gap right here. Something like this, and deliver higher. So we would have a valid SMT divergence with ES, which would be, yeah, wouldn't be nice, wouldn't be bad. Just something the market would do, really. And, oh, but look at that. The low right here on the 5 minute. That's ESU at that point in time, okay. Kept on holding here. Last level of defense, really. But yeah, I could see both things play out. I could see this, especially with that SMT divergence, play out. But I could also see, I don't know, even just a reversal of the slowest fair value gap continuation lower, use this as inversion to deliver into the current low of the day, the London session low, pretty much. The Asian session low has already been taken during London. So yeah, I don't know, it's a bit too conflicting. And as I explained earlier, right here, that initial long was simple. I mean, it was pretty obvious that price is going for buy side, especially since Nasdaq had this massive pump left behind a bullish fair value gap. That's the best entry. I mean, it's super obvious. I didn't even think twice. No reason to go short until we clear the buy side, in my opinion, unless we would have closed below it, but we didn't close below it. We kept on holding it. Bodies, candle bodies, they tell the story and deliver into the buy side. Now we had a market structure shift right here, cleared sell side, left behind plenty of bearish fair value gaps to enter on to target more buys and more sell side. But since NQ didn't clear this low, yeah, it's tricky, I'd say. Not as simple as this long into buy side. Yes, I would say that the fair value gaps are the most important thing that ICT has taught me or other traders. Let's check the 15 here. So on the 15, we left behind one bearish fair value gap. From here to here, what's the time? It's 10:45. We'll see, maybe I could see myself taking a macro trade. I'm on ESU, I should be on ES1. Let's get rid of it. Let's see. Chart's a bit too messy for my own liking, so we do not need that. Get rid of everything we do not need anymore. Alright, so we do seem to get a rejection of the slowest bearish fair value gap. We have the new week opening gap. The VWAPs are super far away, so let's get rid of them for today. We had overlapping confluence with this inversion fair value gap paired with box on the 15. Hang on. I never used the concept of balanced price ranges before, to be really honest. Didn't feel the need to. So yeah, let's see. We have sell side below here. Or at least a short-term low. We have equal lows down here. I mean, yeah, really what you could be doing is entry of overlapping confluence right here. Give it a 5-handle stop, or really just a 3.5 handle stop. Target buy side or 5 handles. And this would be a short. I don't like that that's around the midnight opening. Could hold support and where we have fair value gaps below, but still. $15. And where's that balanced price range you've been talking about? So let's drag that midnight over till here, that 8:30 open over to here. Get rid of this line, we do not need that anymore. Buy side above here. Cleared buy side, shifted market structure. Due to swing down. 15-minute bearish fair value gap has been retested. 15-minute inversion. Hang on, let me let's look at this from a neutral perspective. Cleared buy side. Have SMT with NQ bouncing off the midnight. We have that NVOG support below us. Let's just do the higher time frame 15-minute analysis. We have a 15-minute bullish fair value gap right here from our London open pump. We have no bullish fair value gap right here, at least not on the 15-minute time frame. We have a inversion fair value gap right here and right there. Right here we have a 15-minute inversion, a bullish fair value gap. We close below it. Now we're holding resistance. And another bullish inversion fair value gap. Now we'd look forward to see resistance from that. And I like this fair value gap more because we actually use this fair value gap to deliver into buy side. So this one has been respected previously. And then we have that last bullish fair value gap right here that also kept holding support until it didn't. And then we use it as resistance. So we close below it, use it as resistance to redeliver into lower discounts. The entry would have come from a lower time frame by this wick inside of it. Then yeah, we have 930 volatility. You can't really expect this to hold through 930 volatility. So all I'm going to do is I'm extending it out to over here. Cleared buy side, had a market structure shift. We already had one right here. But like I said, we have our 930 open volatility. So that's just that. And after 930, we had a bearish market structure shift. We left behind a big bearish discount that hasn't been filled at all just yet. We have overlapping confluence. So really what I would like to see is this inversion fair value gap to hold us, paired with this bearish fair value gap, paired with the 15-minute breaker block, which would be sitting right here. This would be my 15-minute time frame analysis. We have a bullish fair value gap right here. We have that midnight level. We have the new week opening gap. We cleared buy side right here, which would have been that previous day's high. Buy side liquidity taken. Let's see how high did we go up. We did not reach this 5-minute bearish fair value gap. 15, sorry. Neither did we get up into this upper one right here. Oh, the other ones also haven't been respected, so I'm just gonna leave the ones on that we haven't reached yet, above buy side. Yeah, so really the highest probability short, in my opinion, would come off this area right here, 4392. To deliver into, I don't know, it depends what you're looking for. Some people would want to only take profit at sell side. I wouldn't do that. I mean, that's 16 handles. I'm not looking for that much. Even 10 handles is already fine. Even just 5, or at least taking partials. But yeah, we could be consolidating here now for a little while. So now we have our 15-minute higher time frame analysis. Let's drop it down to the 5. And see what we're working with. We have a 5-minute bearish fair value gap that's overlapping nicely with our 15-minute breaker block, inversion fair value gap. Yeah. But I want to see what price is doing here. We had this aggressive drop, and right now you can see those relatively small candle bodies compared to the large wicks. So really a retracement is more than healthy. Therefore we could use that Fibonacci retracement tool. Use the regular ICT Fib retracement right here. Where do we have it? There. We would have our optimum trade entry at this 5-minute bearish fair value gap, 61.8 retracement. Let's see where our equilibrium would be sitting at, 0.5. Right here inside that breaker block. Yeah, it's just For my liking, too much room to cover to the upside for a potential short. Yes, I have that paper account too when I have the need to press buttons, but I got rid of it pretty. Yeah. I don't know, I do not have the need to press buttons anymore. I can even now, it took me a long time, but if I let, that's for example, this afternoon or this during my lunch break after London, I pretty much went to the lake to enjoy the sun a little bit and go for some swimming. Then I checked the chart at 8 a.m. and I saw all this, and I decided to, no, we still haven't pulled back. Of course, it could have been obvious that maybe we get a potential pullback, because usually I start the New York tape reading live streams at 8 a.m. But I didn't feel like there's going to be a great setup prior to 9:30. And then I got to the charts. We saw this super easy setup to spot with this bullish fair value gap to deliver into buy side. That's a 10-hand move. This is really what SilverBullet setups to me SilverBullet setup to me looks like. I know it's not didn't happen during the correct timing, but it's still the same concept. The continuation trade for 10 handles into buy side. And right now, it's not that simple. I mean, we're just going to consolidate. It's now 11 a.m., a new hourly candle. So we check the hourly time frame. Still inside this bullish hourly fair value gap. Poor. Tough one here, to be honest. I'd be watching the 15. Wouldn't go onto a lower time frame really. Would watch NQ as well, because NQ, we have now even more bullish divergence if we go to the 5, because NQ cleared the low we formed right here. ES didn't. Still inside this bullish fair value gap, so that's still rather bullish. Yeah, I don't know. It's too 50-50. I mean, you can probably tell from me, yeah, talking so much. And I do not like that. I mean, the move for the AM session for me personally, I only trade until 11:10 usually, because that's the macro. Yeah, the move has happened. It's either a turtle soup where you enter at buy side liquidity short. Too risky for me, because I could have also framed even higher prices than the ones we had. Otherwise, yeah, it pretty much gets down to a 1-minute time frame. Then you have a chance for more entries. But that's also what I like about the 5-minute time frame. I get in, and usually during the New York AM session from 9:30 until 11 a.m., there's only one setup that's worth taking. One, not more. And that's why I like it. And especially with higher time frame confluence of the 15, yeah, there's usually just one setup. And if you hit that best trade setup during this time period, yeah, consider yourself done. A good example on Friday would have been right here. We delivered lower, very similar to what we did on ES today. 7:20, 8 a.m. We keep on respecting bearish fair value gaps. We deliver lower, take a short-term low one more time at 9:25, at 9:30. We clear all that sell side that has been left. We are below a daily sell side level. We have a market structure shift right here, a bullish one. And you would have been able to see that live as well if you start training your eye for that best trade setup during the New York session. We have a very small time window from 9:30 until 11 a.m. And yeah, really what I wanted to see is this market structure. I didn't trade it. We have a order block here. Tough entry because we did not have a displacement fair value gap here, maybe on the 1, but we could have used this order block, an optimum trade entry, or we simply wait for the confirmation. So we drop down, we engulf this candle, we have a new highest closing candle since 9:30, leave behind a beautiful discount, the first discount really. We have a inversion fair value gap here that kept holding resistance. We close above it, so this is confirmation for me that we are at least going to take this buy side right there. We close above it. We get to it. We leave behind a new bullish fair value gap. Now overlapping with this now inversion fair value gap. Used to be bearish. Kept holding resistance until we close above it. Now we expect support. And just this little tiny move from here to here would have been 6.75 handles. Or you, during that macro as well, 1050 to 1110. And just by 11.05 or 11.15, we delivered into the SPY side. 10 handles, very simple. Let's see. That's the way I approach the market. That's the easiest setup. And then afterwards, things tend to get a bit messy. I mean, right now, look at it. You do not want to be in a position down here. We could simply, that's our 15-minute time frame stuff, simply use that first 5-minute bearish discount, close above it, use it as support to deliver higher into this one. Then we do the same thing again to deliver higher. We do the same thing again to go into this one right here. But then I still would be 50-50 at least on this potential short, because we have this bullish SMT with NQ. I don't know. I saw bigger drops during the New York AM session. And essentially, once I got back to the charts, I saw prices to rally after a big drop where I thought, nah, we can't get back above buy side at least today. But the market always has, yeah, it's always there to surprise you. So yeah, best trade setup in my opinion today. Bullish fair value gap, delivery into buy side. After that, you also saw me not taking any more trades, got stopped out on that. Continuation entry right here at break even, had this bullish fair value gap close below it, but unfortunately we didn't get an opportunity to go short on the inversion. We did not touch this level again. Left behind another fair value gap, no wick to the upside, another bearish fair value gap, and since then we've pretty much just been ranging for 45 minutes. Gonna share and delete. Okay, of course. Yeah, you can do that. Yes, this is recorded. And also, yeah, I'm streaming live on YouTube as well. So, yeah, once the stream ends, this entire thing is going to be uploaded to YouTube. Yes, I am German trader Fabi. Thank you. What was the silver bullet, you think? Why do you only trade ES? Yes, it's a personal preference why I only trade ES. I know I could simply, yeah, also trade NQ, but I don't know. I like the precision of ES and Q use. I don't know. ES holds the fair value gaps better than NQ. At least with the approach that I'm using, I think, yeah, the precision ES has to offer is unbeatable, and that's why I'm sticking to ES really. And yeah, it's enough. I mean, of course, I could do more. Look at NQ as well, and if I see a better opportunity there, I take it there. Yes, I understand that, but I don't know. I'm just looking at NQ for potential SMT diversions. That's really all I use it for. And yeah, to see if ES is rather strong or weak compared to it. But yeah, it's just ES during the New York session, and it is enough. It always offers one good setup after 9:30. The SilverBullet, in my opinion, I saw that question too, would have been right here, this fair value gap. I know it did not happen during the SilverBullet hour, but this in its way is the SilverBullet setup if we look at it from this perspective. We have momentum to the upside, we have a unfilled volume imbalance, now a bullish fair value gap left behind. We closed above this bearish fair value gap, which should now also be support. In terms of a inversion fair value gap, we retrace. The only thing is that it's just a little bit bigger fair value gap. So this would be a 5-handle fair value gap already. So if you enter at the top of the fair value gap, you don't really cover a potential wick below the fair value gap for drawdown. So that's a mistake that I made this morning. But really, looking at a 50% retracement entry into this fair value gap would have been the best thing to do, paired with this little also inversion fair value gap. Yeah, really, in my opinion, this would have been a SilverBullet. Simple continuation for 10 handles wherever you got in and into buy side. Especially since we saw that Nasdaq at this point in time has already been way above that buy side liquidity. And we just had wicks doing the damage. That's where I've been stopped out on this first trade, because I did exactly that. I entered at the high of the fair value gap, and I do not like to have a bigger stop loss than 5 handles with one mini contract. Stopped out, added another position at the 50% level, took profit at buy side liquidity. This, in my opinion, was the SilverBullet of the morning session after 9:30. From there on, really, on the 5-minute time frame, no chance to get in a potential short. Not at all. And right now, okay, we just cleared this sell side. The only short, really, during that SilverBullet hour, would have been this lowest fair value gap, but not much more. Sometimes I do. This morning I jumped on a live stream during London because I thought I might as well, since I'm already trading it. But usually I just like the peace and quiet when I'm not live streaming to trade London. But yeah, sometimes I do, I'd say. And if I'm not live streaming, I'm at least sharing my analysis inside of tape reading or ES analysis on the Discord server, so everyone's up to date. And I also share trades that I take before I take them most of the time, if it's not happening too quick. So most people who like to do that sort of thing can get onto those trades. All right. Let's look at NQ here. If NQ is still holding, appears to be. So this entry, 5 handles would have been hit. 545, 5 handle stop. Yeah, but nothing I would like to take. And especially after seeing this long consolidation here, not a fan of it. But yeah, on a 5-minute time frame, this was the 5-minute best trade setup in my opinion. Getting onto a short, this was just too quick for the 5. The only thing that you could have potentially do was going on the 1-minute time frame, maybe taking a continuation trade lower. Once we close below this breaker block right here, this down closing candle, high, higher low, higher high, broke that structure, breaker block. Once we close below it, we retested it one more time to deliver lower into that New York local time midnight, which would have been my final take profit target. Then we started to consolidate around it, left equal highs, left and right, here and here, filled in this 1-minute bearish fair value gap. But yeah, it's not a trade that I would take. It's now 11:10, it's past that 11:10 macro, which essentially delivered, if we look at it, 1050 into, not into buy side, but into that essential sell side. Yeah, really, I mean, we're pretty bearish. We used that lowest 5-minute discount to deliver into more sell side. So now, since we're very likely going to close below that midnight level, let's check on this bullish fair value gap. a close below that would be pretty telling for me. Then we could turn it into inversion. We have one more fair value gap right here, paired with a little order block on the 5. No fair value gap here. A small fair value gap right here, paired with that midnight level. Let's see where we're going to close. Ten seconds to go. Check out NQ. Okay, so I like that. Not how we open up with this volume imbalance. This should really fuel price and see exactly what it did. We had it earlier during the stream. We tested the closing price of that previous candle and immediately sells off. That's extremely bearish order flow. No, I do not trade DR anymore. I do not need the extra confidence, and I do not like to wait until 10:30 before taking any trades. And yeah, I know you can use DR differently, and in their community they also take trades often prior to that. It's not my approach. Maybe, I don't know, in the future I start using it for confluence. But right now, with the tape reading approach, I do not need any indicators at all. Maybe the VWAP, but I wouldn't really consider that an indicator. Alright, there goes sell side. We didn't even fill the 15-minute fair value gap. There goes the low on NQ. Right here. Just cleared that. Alert went off. Yeah, just tough one to get into this. I mean, we never touched the breaker block right here, the 5-minute one at least. Didn't touch the breaker block. We only filled that lowest discount that was available. Not an entry I like to take. Lower probability. I mean, yeah, with the breaker block, if we would have gotten into this one, maybe with a wick, would have been something else, but yeah, that's alright. We secure our profits for today. Nothing to be worried about. We cleared that sell side. I mean, I think we could continue lower to clear the London session low as well. Let's see how we close on this candle. I'm not going to continue with the stream any longer. We're past my regular trading hours, so I also wouldn't consider taking any more trades. And yeah, but really what we could be using for, if you still continue to trade, this bearish fair value gap paired with this big inversion fair value gap paired with this little volume imbalance for a retracement before we take the sell side. So really what I would like to see is for price not to clear the sell side immediately. Wait, hold support on this bullish fair value gap, pull back, fill in the inversion paired with this bearish fair value gap, paired with that volume imbalance, and then deliver lower. That's really what I would like to see before I end the stream. Let's see if there are any more questions on YouTube. The 30-minute looks like a bullish OTE entry. Jennifer, on which time frame? I think that has been a little while ago. Sorry guys, I didn't check the... But no, I don't think anything looks bullish right now. Let's see. Alright, I think that's going to be it. Still can't delete that stupid trade. Come on. Yeah. Alright guys, I think that's gonna be it for me. For some reason can't delete that trade, but that's fine. 264, 499. Is that correct? Alright, so let's wait for this candle to close after purging that sell side. I'd like this whip to remain open for that short that I've been talking about earlier. But yeah, it's past my trading time. So stay disciplined, stick to your trading rules, and I will see you again tomorrow. Thanks everyone for watching the live stream and for sitting in here with me. And I would say until tomorrow. Until then, take care and make sure to trade safe. Bye guys.